Hare Krishna devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All goes Sri Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Vidya Mataji, when you're ready, you can start Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances. All glory to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Shiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tatujaya Muriraye Nashta Prayeshu Apareshu Nityam Bhagavati Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamasloke Bhakti Bhavati Naisteke. Today we are reading from Canto 10, Chapter 42, The Breaking of the Sacrificial Bow, Text 1 through 19. Text 1. Sukadev Goswami said, as he walked down the King's Road, Lord Madhava then saw a young hunchback woman with an attractive face, who carried a tray of fragrant ointments as she walked along. The bestower of ecstasy of love smiled and inquired from her as follows. Text 2. Lord Krishna said, who are you, O beautiful tied one? Ah, ointment. Who is it for, my dear lady? Please tell us truthfully. Give us both some of your finest ointment, and you will soon gain a great boon. Text 3. The maidservant replied, O handsome one, I am a servant of King Kansa, who highly regards me for the ointments I make. My name is Shrivakra. Who else but you two deserve my ointments, which the Lord of the Bojas likes so much? Text 4. Her mind, overwhelmed by Krishna's beauty, charm, sweetness, smiles, words, and glances, Trivakra gave both Krishna and Balarama generous amounts of ointments. Text 5. Anointed with these most excellent cosmetics, which adorned them with hues that contrasted with their complexions, the two lords appeared extremely beautiful. Text 6. Lord Krishna was pleased with Trivakra, so he decided to straighten that hunchback girl with a lovely face just to demonstrate the result of seeing him. Text 7. Pressing down on her toes with both his feet, Lord Achyuta placed one upward pointing finger of each hand under her chin and straightened up her body. Text 8. Simply by Lord Mukunda's touch, Trivakra was suddenly transformed into an exquisitely beautiful woman with straight, evenly proportioned limbs and high hips and breast. Text 9. Now endowed with beauty, character, and generosity, Trivakra began to feel lusty desires for Lord Keshava. Taking hold of the end of his upper cloth, she smiled and addressed him as follows. Text 10. Trivakra said, Come, O hero, let us go to my house. I cannot bear to leave you here. O best of males, please take pity on me, since you have agitated my mind. Text 11. Thus entreated by the woman, Lord Krishna first glanced at the face of Balarama, who was watching the incident, and then at the faces of the cowherd boys. Then, with a laugh, Krishna replied to her as follows. Text 12. Lord Krishna said, O lady with beautiful eyebrows, as soon as I fulfill my purpose, I will certainly visit your house, where men can relieve their anxiety. Indeed, you are the best refuge for us homeless travelers. Text 13. Leaving her with these sweet words, Lord Krishna walked further down the road. The merchants along the way worshipped him and his elder brother by presenting them with various respectful offerings, including pan, garlands, and fragrant substances. Text 14. The sight of Krishna aroused Cupid in the hearts of the city women. Thus agitated, they forgot themselves. Their clothes, braids, and bangles became disheveled, and they stood as still as the figures in a painting. Text 15. Lord Krishna then asked the local people where the arena was. in which the bow sacrifice would take place. When he went there, he saw the amazing bow which resembled Lord Indra's. Text 16. The most opulent bow was guarded by a large company of men who were respectfully worshipping it. Krishna pushed his way forward and, despite the guard's attempt to stop him, picked it up. Text 17. Easily lifting the bow with his left hand, Lord Urukrama strung it in a fraction of a second as the king's guards looked on. He then powerfully pulled the string and snapped the bow in half, just as an excited elephant might break a stalk of sugar cane. Text 18. The sound of the bow's breaking filled the earth and sky in all directions. Upon hearing it, Kansa was struck with terror. Text 19. The enraged guards then took up their weapons and, wanting to seize Krishna and his companions, surrounded them and shouted, "Grab him, kill him." Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you so much, Vidya Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear Hare Krishna Kirtan Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Sri Prabhupada. Yeah, whenever you're ready, you can start, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I'm audible.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Let me offer my prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Deshitarini Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukum karoti vachalam pangum langai yatkiri yatkripatam maham bande Shri Guru Dinitarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Thank you, Vidya Mataji, for reading the translation today. Thank you, Sundaranath Prabhuji, for providing me this opportunity to purify my tongue and for the pleasure of devotee so that we can discuss some of the summary of this chapter. So in this chapter, we are gonna discuss the sacrificial. Krishna is gonna enter the sacrificial ceremony and he will enter the sacrificial arena and then he will break the bow. So, but before we go deep dive into this chapter, we'll do the quick recap of what we have seen in the last chapter. So in the last chapter, what we've seen, like we have seen the Akrura's realization. So Akrura went to Vrindavan to take Krishna and Balaram with him to Mathura. And then while coming back, he witnessed Krishna's divine form in Yamuna River. And then he acknowledged at that time that he has seen everything because he see the divine form and he realized that he has seen all the good thing, whatever wonderful thing exists in this universe, it's all exists within Krishna. And then after that section, we have seen in the last chapter that Krishna arrived in Mathura and all the residents of the Mathura, especially women's, they have a long held desire in their heart to have a darshan of the Krishna. And then they rush to their balconies, roof to fulfill their long held desire to see the Lord. And then they were overwhelmed with the joy. And then later on, we saw like how Krishna killed the waterman because that washerman was so arrogant. And then Krishna killed that washerman with his fingertips. And then after that episode, we have discussed how Krishna blessed the weaver man because weaver man has offered Krishna the clothes ornaments. So and then he decorated Krishna and Balaram with that clothes ornament. Krishna pleased with the service of that Devarman, and then he gave him the Swarupya Mukti. And then at the last section, we have saw how uh, Krishna was pleased with the service of florist Sudama, and then Krishna has given him the uh, Krishna blessed him with the unshakable devotion, and also Krishna gave him the external prosperity because that florist Sudama offer fragrant garlands to the Lord Krishna and Balaram. In this chapter, we are gonna see, like mainly this chapter is most of the things are in storyline. So first we'll discuss the storyline, and then we'll discuss some of the principle what we can learn out of it. So we'll cover first 13 words together as a storyline because it's all the story of Kupcha, Trivikra, and then the text 14 will separate out, and then text 15 to 19 will do it together. So now in this chapter, I'll give the summary of this chapter as well, that we see that how Krishna will meet to Trivikra, how Krishna will, heal the accidentally healed the hunchback maidservant of Kamsa, who served Kamsa with the fragrance and ointments. And then how then later on Krishna will enter the sacrificial arena, break the bow, and then Krishna and Balram will fight with all the guard of the Kamsa, and then they'll kill the soldier of the Kamsa. And then later on, Kamsa could not sleep. He will had all kind of bad, ill omens, and he was scared. And so in the text first to text 13, it's all about the Trivikra pastime. So as Krishna and Balram walked on the Mathura road, they met the Trivikra. And then and Trivikra also known as a Kubja. So they said, because Kubja was bent, why Trivikra? Trivikra means bent in her backbone was bent in the three places at her neck, and then chest, and at a waist level. So that's why it's called Trivakra, bent in three places. She was a very close maid servant of Kamsa because she was doing the service of ointment. And then she was not externally very beautiful, but still Krishna saw her internal beauty, and Krishna called her, "Oh, beautiful thighed one." Oh, Vororu, a beautiful Thai one. So Krishna, one may think Krishna is jokingly address the lady. Maybe the Krishna's intent are not good. Maybe she is just making a fun of her because she has a bodily deformity, or his intent is not good. He's just joking, making a fun of her. But it's not that case. Since Krishna is about to make her beautiful. After he touch her, he will make her straighten. He straighten her backbone. So it's not about joke. He was gonna make that joke as a reality. So that is the beauty of our Shyam Sundar. So in this, so we have very less purport in this chapter. So in this purport, one of the purport, Srila Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur is saying that this young hatchback girl, she's a young girl, but she was not externally beautiful. So what Srila Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur is saying that this hatchback girl was an actually partial expansion of Lord Internal Energy Satyabhama, who is the wife of Lord Krishna. So Satyabhama is also known as a Lord Bhushakti, and this expansion of her, because it's a kind of a Prithvi, represent the earth, and why this Trivakra is a partial expansion is bent in the three places. So what our Acharya is telling, that because Trivakra was bent in the three places, so it means that earth is also bending down because of the great burden of our wicked rulers. Because there are many rulers like Kamsa, and then a lot of other rulers who are creating the burden on the earth. So now Lord Krishna descended to remove kill these wicked ruler, and then he will straighten the hatchback woman. So that's what Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur is trying to represent. So in the Bhagavad Gita, we have a shloka called Paritranaya Sadhunam Vinashaya Chadushkatam Dharma Sansthapanarthaya Sambhavani Yuge Yuge. So Lord appear in every yuga to release the burden of the earth, but at the same time to serve his devotee, to reciprocate with his devotee, to to take his devotee back home, back to Godhead. So in this case also, Lord came to Mathura to deliver the resident of the Mathura from the cruelty of Kamsa, and at the same time, in this episode, Lord has relieved the Kubja from her bodily deformity. As Lord touched her, she becomes so extremely beautiful. And then Lord also awarded a relationship with himself. So we'll see that as Trivakra was physically crooked in three places, but her heart was very straight because when Lord requested a best ointment, so then she gave her best ointment because she realized the divinity of the Lord. So Krishna does not ask any ointment. He asked the best ointment, and despite her service to Kamsa, she immediately recognized Krishna's divinity, and then she gave her the best ointment. So she served Krishna in this episode. She served Krishna because she realized that Krishna is divine person, and then she just wanted to serve. And then immediately Krishna perform a miraculous healing. So what Krishna did, he her by stepping on her toes, and then with the both the feet, and then what he did, he put one finger of each hand, with the two finger he put it on her chin, and then she and Krishna straightened her. In that instant, she transformed to a very beautiful lady. So one can question why Krishna choose to, straighten the Trivakra. What could be the reason? So it's mentioned in the sixth verse. It's mentioned because Krishna is trying to prove that darshanai darshane phalam. Krishna just wanted to give the result of seeing the divine form of Krishna. So Krishna, because now Kubja has taken the darshan of Krishna, and then just Krishna want to give the offer the result of that darshan. So Krishna wanted to demonstrate the result of seeing him, and because the Krishna's presence will remove all kind of deformities or impurities within the heart of the devotee or external deformities. So that is what the Krishna. And another thing what we can think of, Krishna is a Bhakta Vatsalya. Krishna reciprocate the sincere service of the devotee because she offered her best ointment to the Krishna with her heart full of sweetness and smile in her face. So Krishna reciprocated by making her in a most perfect way. So Krishna straightened her and also make her beautiful. And then we can understand few principles with this pastime. All of us, at least I'm talking about myself, we are also spiritually hunchback because we have our three enemies: our ego, our enviness, our pride. So because of these three enemies, we are also hunchback. But when we offer our service to Krishna with sincerity, follows our guru instruction, because of that, Lord reciprocate with us, and also Lord cleans our heart with all these three enemies. So no matter how crooked and bent our conditioned lives are, but if we perform sincere service to Krishna, then Krishna will immediately reciprocate with us, and he will rectify all our faults. So straightened of Kubja, as we discussed, as Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur says, it's also represent that releasing the burden of the earth. And Krishna is Bhavagahi Janardana. And then in the next section, what we'll see, now Trivakra, after she become beautiful, now she began to feel having lusty desire for the Lord Keshava. And I forgot to mention one point, that as soon as the Lord received these ointments, Lord applied those ointments. So Krishna applied yellow color ointment in his body, and Balram applied the blue color ointment in his body. Now Trivikra began to feel the lusty desire for Lord Keshava. And then what Trivikra does, Trivikra hold the end of his upper cloth, and she said, "Let us go to my house. I cannot bear the separation from you. Oh, best of male, just come to my house." Because the Cupid aroused and it in within Kubja, and then she was her mind was agitated by the touch of the Lord, and then she's saying, "Oh, it's not my fault. It's your fault because you touched me. You did the mistake. It's not my fault." So now one can think of how come this with the touch of Lord, how come Kupcha is having a lusty desire? So to understand this better, we need to go to the past and understand the previous life of Kupcha. So as per the Garg Samhita, Kupcha was Shupnakha, a sister of Ravana in her previous life. So in the Treta Yuga, we have seen that when Shupnakha visited the place where Lord Ram, Sita, and Lakshmana was residing, so she was overwhelmed with a desire, and she was overwhelmed with the beauty of the Lord Ram, and she was having a desire to have him as her husband. But Lord Ram rejected her proposal at that time because he had taken a vow as a ek patni vrata. And then the Lord Ram said, okay, jokingly said, "You can approach to Lakshmana." And then she approached to Lakshmana, but he also rejected her proposal. But then later she tried to attack Mother Sita, and then at that time, Lakshman seared her nose and her ear. And then what afterwards, what Shupnakha did later, after that, despite the rejection, her longing for Lord Ram was not stopped. It was still remain in her heart. And then she performed a severe austerity of 10,000 years of austerity and to please the Lord Shiva, so that she can receive a boon from Lord Shiva. And then Lord Shiva appeared and she requested Lord Shiva, I that I have an intense desire to make to have a Lord Ram as my husband. So, but Lord Shiva said that you have intense desire, I can understand, but it cannot be fulfilled immediately because Lord Ram has a vow. And but in Dwapar Yuga, when you will appear in the form of Kubja or Trivakra, Lord will also meet with you in Mathura in the form of Krishna. Lord will appear as a Krishna, and then at that time, Lord will fulfill your desire. So we'll see here, Lord has promised Kubja that he cannot fulfill her desire right now. Krishna said in the, I think, 13th verse, Krishna said he cannot fulfill her desire right now, but he will fulfill her desire when he will complete his purpose. He'll kill the Kamsa and his soldier, and then he'll come back. So we'll see in the chapter 48. After killing the Kamsa, Lord eventually visit her home and fulfill her desire and gives her a relationship with him. So that also proves that Krishna never forget his devotees' word. So we can discuss few principles here. Krishna not only straightened her physically, but because if you think about Shupnakha in her past life, she did not do anything good. In the present life as a Trivakra, she only performed one service to Lord Krishna to supply the best ointment to her. So what we can see, Krishna not only straightened her physically, but he straightened her all the past karma. He cleaned her heart, and he purified her heart, and so that when he will come back, and so he's preparing her for a divine relationship with Krishna. Because in chapter 48, we'll see how Krishna will fulfill her desire. So Krishna, before that, he purified her heart. And then Krishna is a Leela Purushottam. So then that's why Lord Shiva mentioned that Krishna will come and fulfill her desire. Krishna will do the Leela and he will fulfill her desire. And then Lord Krishna also fulfill the promise of his great devotee, Lord Shiva. Because Lord Shiva said, Krishna will come and fulfill your desire. So Lord need to remember that my devotee has promised to Shupnaka. So he need to fulfill. And then, so also here, one thing we need to realize that Trivakra has done the sincere service. She showed a courage, even though she was a maid servant of Kamsa, but she showed a courage to give the best ointment to Krishna. Even though, so we can also understand as a materialistic or as a practicing devotee, our spiritual progress also require a courage so that we can also dedicate our best opulence to Krishna in our service. Even though we could have a many material desire, many material services, many material responsibility like a Kamsa, which can demands our time, but still we need to secure our best time, our Brahma Muhurat time, dedicate that time to Krishna. So here, Trivakra represent the anartha, the unwanted habits in our heart. And when we do the sincere service to the Lord, then Lord will remove all our unwanted habits or unwanted desire from our heart, and Lord will show his affection to us and purify us. Now in text 14, we'll see now Krishna moves further down the road, and all the Mathura resident, especially Mathura's women, the Cupid aroused in their heart. And when they saw the Krishna, they forget everything else. They were just stunned, and then they experienced the symptom of the love in their heart, the symptom of attraction in their heart. And then it was just like a painted picture. Everyone was stunned, and then they were just enjoying the beauty of Krishna. And Shri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has mentioned the 10 stage of Cupid. So let me read that out. So 10 stage of Cupid is first is the attraction. So whenever we see someone, some object, we attract by the eyes, and then that creates the attachment in our mind, and then we'll become determined. Oh, I need to achieve this. And then we were so determined that after some time we lost the sleep, and then we become sometimes emaciated. Emaciated. We become emaciated means we become thick, we become thin and weak, and because we could not able to eat food, because we have an intense longing for that object, and that become us disinterested in everything else, and sometimes we become shameless and maddened also, and stunned, and later on it caused death. But then Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur pointed out that devotee who possess pure love for Godhead generally do not exhibit the symptom of death. Since this is inauspicious in relationship to the Krishna, they do, however, manifest the other 9 symptoms, culminating in becoming stunned in the ecstasy. And then, so then the devotee only manifests the 9 symptom of the Cupid. They do not, showcase the symptom of death because it's inauspicious. And then later we'll see like how Krishna arrived at the sacrificial arena, and then he saw that celestial bow was guarded by the soldier of Kamsa. And while the guard warned him to stay back, don't come here, but Krishna and Balaram playfully they picked up the bow. So Krishna picked up the bow with his left hand, and he string the bow in a fraction of a second within when it's very quick. And then he pulled the string so much that he snapped the bow in 2 halves. And just like our Acharya has compared like just like a playful baby elephant. So we must see when baby elephant goes to the sugarcane field. So baby elephant has a tendency that he want to enjoy all the sugarcane in that field. So baby elephant go from one sugarcane, he break the one sugarcane, he eat and then taste and then throw it, and then go and try to make the other sugarcane. And then baby elephant is just enjoying the rasa of the sugarcane, and they are enjoying effortlessly, they are breaking the sugarcane. Similarly, Krishna just jumped towards the bow, and then he broke the bow. And then the sound of the bow snapping was so loud that it filled the entire universe. So for Mathura resident, the devotee of the Krishna, they perceive this sound as a celebration, because they are gonna get freedom from the Kamsa. While Kamsa heard this sound as a death bell, death knell, because that is a sound of fear for Kamsa, because he was so fearful. because he started seeing, after that sound, he started seeing all the ill omen while awake, and even he was started dreaming very bad dreams he was seeing. And this bow represent the false ego of Kamsa. And then Lord break that false ego of Kamsa. So now we can. I just research on it. Why Kamsa was so fearful, and why he has seen the ill omen after this sound of snapping. So what I figured it out, like after hearing some of the lecture, that in the Garg Samhita it was mentioned that this bow was originally the Lord Indra's bow, and then this bow was gifted to Kamsa by Lord Parshuram, because Lord Parshuram was impressed by the Kamsa prowess, and because Kamsa at that time was very, you know, he was a strong king, and he conquered the very different region of the universe. And Kamsa was told by the Lord Parshuram that you should perform the sacrificial bow sacrifice every year, so that you can respect this bow, and also for its honor you need to do. So for the bow's honor, you need to do this sacrifice, and it will maintain your power. It will maintain your power and will keep provide you the protection. But he also warned Kamsa that whoever will break this bow, whoever will effortlessly pick up this bow and snap that bow in half, that person will be the cause of your death. That person who is destined to be your killer. So that's how Parshuram predicted. And then that's why Kamsa started all saying, he was scared because now he understand Krishna is gonna kill me. And he started seeing the ill omen. He was very terrified in his heart, and out of anxiety, he could not able sleep. He had a sleepless night that day. So yeah, so we will see in the next section like how Krishna and Balram fought with the soldier of the Kamsa, and then they killed them, and then we'll see in the tomorrow section. So I'll pause here. Please forgive me for my mistake. Vanchakalpataru Viksha Kripa Sindhu Devicha Patita Nam Pavanebhyo Vaishnebhyo Namo Namah. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki Jai. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, well said. Jai Maharaj.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, devotees. Hare Krishna.